So I have to fill you guys in on something awesome that I found recently and that I've been using a ton in my businesses. While most businesses are just using ChatGPT or Claude and they're just barely kind of scratching the surface, this tool I'm going to show you has been amazing. Here we go. So today I'm sharing exactly how I used an app called Google Notebook LM to transform one of my companies, NowMetrics, and more importantly, how you can replicate our results. So if you're running a business doing about 1 million to 50 million in top line revenue, this case study will show you a practical AI implementation you can start today. And that's the key, practical. And here's what's fascinating. We didn't use some complex, expensive AI system. We used a free tool. This is literally free. I mean, they have a premium tier, but this is a free tool that most businesses don't even know exists, and turned it into a competitive advantage on the daily. Okay, so here we are in Notebook LM. This is one of my new favorite tools. So one of the businesses I have with my business partner is this company called NowMetrics. And this is a SaaS company, and it's a first of its kind that we're building here. And we've had a zillion different notes. We've gotten different quotes from vendors. AJ's written a book on the topic. And so there's just a ton of data. So one of the cool parts about Google Notebook LM is it has a gigantic context window. Context window, if you were to just Google it, AI context window. It's funny that Google comes up first because they have one of the largest context windows. But essentially what that means is the amount of tokens that you can have. Now, a token is essentially, it's not a one-for-one with like a word, like this wouldn't be one token and this one token. Tokens are kind of like splits of words put together. So in the most basic terms, the more tokens that are in our context window, the more kind of memory that can be stored by the LLM. And Google Notebook LM can have about up to 200,000 words per document, which is an incredibly large context window. So long story short, it can ingest a lot of data. That's one of the coolest things. So one thing you can do with your business, a practical way to implement AI, and one way that we do this via DesignX in our companies is by creating standard operating procedures within businesses. So going into a business and auditing kind of their existing flows, and then really figuring out what their standard operating procedures are. And if they don't have one, installing our own SOPs into their business to basically find employee meetings, notes, emails, all these different pieces of data are stitched together to essentially build a brain for the company. That being said, on this project, because we had so many meetings and proposals and we're solving some very technical problems, fed all of our notes, was very diligent about recording notes and fed all these into Notebook LM. And of course, there's APIs as well that we can do on the back end of these, but this is, as a consumer, this is the easiest way to do it, is just to create an account here. Not as powerful as the APIs that you can do within your business, but a really good way to play with this and kind of see how powerful it is. So you can see NowMetrics, it's fed with all sorts of things. I even fed it with, part of AJ's book, different meetings we've had. And then you can just query and say, what are the important things in self-storage? And if I let that load, it's thinking. One thing with Google Notebook LM is that it does take a little bit longer to load. If any of you have used Perplexity as well, it has a similar kind of citing of sources here, which is pretty amazing. So you can see market demand analysis, operations, valuation, customer understanding. You can click each of these different things and it'll actually jump you to the resource. So this is pulling it out of the book. All sorts of different things you can do. This is something that's super powerful for meetings and just insights in general, given a big amount of context, a lot of documents. All right, so I was gonna do a lot more on Notebook LM, but I actually ran out of time today. So I'm gonna just do this as a part 1 video, and then I'll do a follow-up part 2 video that shows even more of the powerful features of Google Notebook LM. But that is the quick tip for today. A very practical way to implement AI into your business. High-level summary is just to capture everything you can in your business. Try to create SOPs with yourself and your employees to be able to capture this data in an efficient manner. If you want us to help you audit your company and implement AI, let me know. I'll drop a way to contact us in the description. And other than that, we'll see you soon.